I think I'm live. Well, welcome to Studio C. We are back with Colleen Liz Frost, and this is Welcome to My World. Come on in. You are at the IAMRAREpresents 7 days. Anyway, welcome to Tuesdays. This is Health, Wellness, and Treats. It is Tuesday night, and I have a big surprise. I ran into a diamond today. I can't wait to tell you about her. So huddle up. We are about to meet my Bonnie. One day a week, we need to have a day for our health, wellness, and treats. And today we are in Studio C. This is my private retreat where I go to do my writing and to reminisce about why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, the quote is, the most important of all meetings is not the big meetings, but the short and powerful daily huddle. And I will be discussing more about this very soon as we get closer to more and more things I want to launch. Today I went uptown to the town of Perham where I live, Perham, Minnesota. I randomly ran into my aunt, my mother's dear brother's wife, Bonnie. Bonnie and Bobby Bobby is my mother's brother who passed away, and his wife is living, and it was my aunt. She is my Aunt Bonnie. And anyway, I just grew up with them side by side all my life. And I want to tell you that Bonnie is not just my prayer warrior, but she is somebody I have not seen now for a year. And I knew the instant I saw her coming down the street with my cousin Debbie that I had to do a quick mental huddle in my mind. And I needed at that time to pull over immediately. And in my mind, when I huddle up, I do a quick full report in my mind. I do a question and answer with her, because when she's a diamond, and when you have these rocks in your life, these diamonds, and you run over and you have to meet up with them, you don't know if you're going to have a long time or 5 minutes. So you have to prepare yourself with what I call a huddle. This is a lingering reminder of why I'm doing what I'm doing, celebrating history and creating more. And this is those opportunities that you have to create more. You know, this internet is a busy place, and I want to thank you for sitting still with me for a while. Make these 7 days lives your chance to become your traveler's rest. Today, I'm your head coach, and I am on a mission while in remission. This celebrating history and creating more is something that's going to be good, I promise. And my new equipment is coming soon. I can't wait for my mics. Today is summer, and I'm brewing up our summer menus, launching this week, I hope. I had to run uptown to meet on purpose one of my other diamonds for a task. Then it happens. You run into a diamond, one of your rocks that have helped you become your best self. And this is when you have to think how you have to handle this. You have to pull over and think real quick. First, we need to go over, again, what a rock is and who our diamonds really are again. Tuesdays are health, wellness, and treats. These are the days that we focus on getting our bodies and minds mentally and physically prepared for our week. And I have my son coming home for the first time since Christmas to celebrate our year of mourning coming to an end. June 7th, my mother passed away a year ago, and I'm getting ready. So I stopped into my Pete's. You know, Pete and Becky own my New York gym here in town. And, I thought my session was today. Well, mentally, my mind is a little spinning because it's not today, it's tomorrow. So when this happened, I was over processing, obviously. So I thought, well, how can I spin this into a positive? So I stopped into our local locker plant, which these people are just, again, they're wonderful people. And I got my dad his salmon. So this was a way for me to think of how can this work for something positive. So they had my salmon, and I'm bouncing on the way back home. And then there she was, Bonnie, on the streets of Perm. And I just had a quick think, huddle, 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 huddle my mind, huddle my thoughts, gather up. I knew I was going to pull over because why? It's Bonnie. When you have a diamond is somebody that has just been with you and has helped you become who you are. And I don't know how else to describe it. You know who your diamonds are. You know who your rocks are. These are people that just are there for you, that love you when you need them the most. And I don't know how to best describe Bonnie other than that she has been there my whole life. And I can see her once a year, once a week, and I can just look at her and she just knows what I need. And we just pick up where we left off. Bonnie and Bobby were also the last place of business where I worked. My office was located in their auto auction. I was a banker, and I represented a $3 million bank for the auto industry. And I looked up to their business model as my mother and Bobby went to school together. And it was in their business class that they modeled how they ran their businesses after the Omar tent theory of management. So Bobby was just a real big deal in my life, and my mother in my mother's life. So seeing Bonnie just brought back my book, that I'm an author and I wrote a book, and there's a story in there about this man, Bobby, and my mother. So it was very special to see her. And anyway, I saw her and it was like seeing my mother. They are very similar in age. It was so special because it was Bonnie who stood by me at my mother's wake for almost the whole night. And I haven't seen her all year. And she looked amazingly healthy and strong. Standing with her was her beautiful daughter, my cousin Debbie. And I swerved that van and I parked. And now here's the important part. I first parked the car and paused, and then I made a quick mental list. And I thought about this huddle time. This huddle time will only last potentially a few minutes. So once you hang out with me a while, you'll learn how important this huddle time is. First, I will recognize her health and wellness. Second, I will thank her for her kindness with me at Mother's Wake. Third, I will update her on my healing and thank her for my years of prayer over this personal issue she knows all about for all my last 21 years. This is, again, a little personal story that I can just look her in the eye and she will know, because I know that she's my prayer warrior on this particular personal issue. 4, I will thank her for the years she has helped me as a career woman. And then 5, because she's older, I will ask her to please live as long as she possibly can, because I'm not done with some things I need her help on. So I need to ask her for her help and to please stay with me down here. So this is how it went in my mind, in my personal huddle. These type of random lists roll off my mind because I'm used to preparing huddles in my mind. Diamonds like this are all around me here in Perm and can spring out at any given minute. So then I ran to Bonnie and I almost picked her up like I used to with my own mother. And I tempered myself and I stared her deep in the eyes and I started in with my list. She loved it and I love her. And within 10 minutes, we were hugging and we were done. And I was back on the run. The huddle. We need to prepare for the huddle. It was probably one of the most special days I've had in the last year. You know, we've been in this COVID and we just haven't seen a lot of these real special diamonds. And I just have to say it was like a penny from heaven for me today, seeing Bonnie. I've stopped in to see one of her daughters to ask of her tenderly throughout this year. but I haven't seen her. And it was a very beautiful time. So I just want to review with you just how important this quote is. The most important of all meetings is not the big meetings, but the short and powerful daily huddle. So I like to have you think of these 7 days, this 7 days that I'm with you live, as our little daily huddle. And I'm going to introduce you to some of these diamonds, and I'm putting together some groups for us to hopefully interact and engage with on some of these talents that they have. And when I put them on a map, I'm hoping to help you engage. And this is one person that I'm going to share with you on the map. And I hope that you will never forget her. Because if there was ever a prayer warrior, now this Bonnie would be considered one. She's a quiet woman, and she's stoic, and she was a mother of all mothers. And I'm so happy to be able to share with you her tonight. And the huddle is a gift, but you have to get used to using this, because when you're busy like us women are and men are in this town, you don't have a lot of time to network and do all these things, because people are on a mission around here. So I like to be prepared when I run into my diamonds, and I value each minute they give me. Well, I'm building a team, and I want to call you each a teammate. You know, it's funny when I put a golf hat on. I never played an individual sport. I always played team sports. I never understood individual sports. So I'd like to meet a few of you individual sport people. But I liked being on a team. I liked the people that were the personal trainers. I even liked the bus drivers. And I tell you what, our janitor that waited for us at home, I even spoke at his memorial. His name was Arden Fossey. And I worship that man, because he was one of the instrumental part of our team and very much a part of our lives. So individual sports, I didn't understand them. I was never a part of them. But even like boxing, I was never a boxer, but I was so enthralled with sitting in that corner and having all those team members around just, you can do it, and helping you get all ready to go back in the ring. So I love stuff like that. And they huddled up in the corner, and we huddled up at center court. So I like that feeling of being in the huddle just for a little bit and then back in the game. So I'm hoping to teach you the gift of being prepared for a huddle, to hear what happens in that huddle. And I hope to teach and train you how effective a huddle can be for just short bursts of meetings. I do some of these Zooms for a whole hour, and I like to stand when I do Zooms. I even had a walking treadmill for my son, because he did online school. So he was always walking 8-10 miles a day on the treadmill during school. So I think sitting is the next disease of our century. So I do like to stand. So I say to stay as active as we can. And if you could have seen my Bonnie today, sharp as a tack, hung with me every word, and active as could be, as all of our mothers were in that generation, I feel. And it's because they did not sit still very long. And they were always busy. And I want to be like that. And if you are an individual sport person, like the golfers, I want to know how you huddle up and who's on your team. And I'm very interested in that. So follow the 7 days of balance. Be a part of sharing how you found your purpose. And if you get stuck or in a rut, or you miss your appointment and think it was the day and it's not, but if you need a place to grow, stop in here any day and be a part of the conversation. Like my video journal here is just a template of my stories. Make your 7 days your own. Get started with what you want, mentally, physically, socially, spiritually, financially. And of course, I added getting ready, and of course, my ding the bell for problems on the table. The secret is to find a balance on the way to living life on purpose. When you sit still, you can look at your past, present, and future of the rocks who have been diamonds in your life or who you want in your life. I even have a list of people that I want to have as diamonds that I haven't even met yet. Put their name on your map and hit the road. When you see them, pull over and make that mental list real quick. Get in the habit of going through the list of how to get into a huddle. Don't waste their time rambling on things that are of no importance. When you're looking a diamond in the eye, we don't want to start with the triangle talk. And I'll teach you that the best I can. I left Bonnie today with a whistle in my step, and I know she will add me to her prayers, and I will add her to mine Saturday about noon. To love her was a treat in my life, and her and Bobby were a big part of my wellness journey at a very difficult time in my life. Grateful is what I feel tonight to know that I have these diamonds walking in my town and by my side. So huddle up with me each day and let's be a team. Becoming a preservation, it is my life's passion. I am a coach, a head coach, building a digital team. How to live on purpose, 7 days a week. So find your rocks, grab your ball, and build a team. Look for a feather. Hope is all around. Jump, bounce, and fly with me. 7 days on purpose. I teach it, preach it, and repeat it with the balance. Like, share, and remember that Tuesdays are for those who dare. Be avant-garde, be rare, and remember me. Sincerely, Colleen, number 33.